You're watching KCAL 9 News at noon.
Olympic gold medalist Amanda Beard is diving into a new chapter of her life as a successful author.
The champion swimmer is telling all in a new memoir. Now, Beard was America's sweetheart back in the 1996 games in Atlanta, when at the age of 14 she won 7 medals, including the gold. But privately, she was battling personal demons, including an eating disorder.
Now she's revealing how she turned her life around in a new book. It is called In the Water, They Can't See You Cry. She joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
And it was a total of 7 medals altogether,
yes,
right?
Correct. 7 medals.
The first one
total.
you won, I think 3, right?
I won 3, yes. And when I was 14, I won a gold and 2 silvers.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, you know, I remember we were just talking before we went on. I remember the teddy bear.
Yes.
It seems to stand out. Harold.
Yes.
Harold. He was a famous guy, wasn't he? Where is Harold?
I still have him. He's actually at my dad's house, kind of stored in some plastic, I think. We might dust him off for maybe this summer, but you never know.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And you're going for the 2012 Olympics, right?
Yeah, I am currently training. We have our Olympic trials at the end of June. That's when we find out if we make the Olympic team.
That's very neat.
Thank you.
You know, looking at you at 14 years old and seeing Harold and all you went through, a lot of people, I'm sure, thought that that's a happy girl and she's going to continue to be a happy girl throughout her teen years. But I guess it didn't work out that way.
You know what? Life happens. We all deal with our own issues and struggles and our hardships, and I dealt with all of mine in very unhealthy ways. And after the 1996 Olympics, as you can see in the video clips, I'm really teeny tiny. I'm thin. I'm 5'2", 95 pounds. After the 96 Olympics, I went through a huge growth spurt where I went from 5'2" to 5'8", 95 pounds to 125 pounds. And all of a sudden, the media started talking about me as I'm fat and washed up and all this stuff, and my swimming suffered. And I'm now 15 years old, and everything I was hearing, I believed. And it really kind of started to affect me and affect how I looked at myself, viewed myself, my confidence level. It's difficult being a young teenager.
And the new book, In the Water, They Can't See You Cry, I mean, you are so revealing. It's now a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
But you talk about everything from learning disabilities to cutting yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
why be so revealing?
You know what? There's no reason for me to put out a story of my life without being completely honest to people. And the truth is, everybody deals with something in their life, and at different severities. And I wanted people to know, yes, it looked so great on the outside, 4-time Olympian, 7 medals, but I wanted them to know what was going on really with me and the struggles in my life. And people love honesty. You know, they can relate to that. They don't want things sugar-coated. They want, what were you really thinking about in these moments? And it's fun to talk about all the successes, but who we are as people are the struggles and the obstacles that we overcome. And so I just want to share those stories with people.
You must look at other athletes who hit it big in their early years and think, uh-oh. Do you ever contact anybody and say, be careful?
No, but I mean, I've had a lot of other athletes contact me. We go out to lunch, we talk about things, and the only thing that I can tell them are my own experiences and how I dealt with things. I can't necessarily tell people what's best for them, but I do try to give them a voice and let them know that they're not alone in their journeys, and not to be ashamed or embarrassed of maybe things that they're feeling and going through, to speak up, to find someone to lean on and help them find the best way to become healthier or a happier person.
And you know what, you talk about that you do and did suffer from depression. You dealt with that, which is so courageous to even talk about because people look up to you. But finally, you found happiness. You have a family and a 2.5-year-old. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm extremely lucky to have such a wonderful husband. My Sasha. My husband Sasha is my Sasha. Is amazing human and person in my life. My son Blaze is the cutest. I mean, I can't even describe him in words. He's the most perfect little human being I've ever met in my life. And to have them has really created this whole great life for me, and I see things in such a different perspective, and my priorities have completely shifted, which I think happens in a lot of parents' lives. Now we see the world in a different light. So the two of them have opened my eyes to everything great that's out there.
Wonderful that you finally come back to that newfound happiness.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
anytime.
Great book, revealing.
You can meet Amanda in person. That's at her book signing tonight.